Hatching some yummy brine shrimp. Excuse the noise, Higgins is doing his daily cleaning. Some really different kinds of combinations popping out. Jeez, my English is bad. There's some really cool there's different kinds. There are some really neat combinations coming out of this tank. Okay, so this tank looked awful about 3 hours ago. I have been neglecting all my tanks, at least my aquascapes, because of my work schedule lately. So it was just overgrown. I ripped a bunch of stem plants out of here, and you can see it's pretty bare now. I'm going to get some crypts, I think, and some slower growing mid-ground plants. So if anyone has any suggestions on what I should put in here, that would be awesome. Right now, as far as livestock goes, the most exciting thing, I just got 6 Boesemoni rainbow fish from my friend Steven. He is super generous. He's had these for 2 years. He had them in an outdoor pond at his house. Just check out the color on these guys. Just beautiful. He just gave them to me. He wants to make me a rainbow fish guy. I have no experience with rainbow fish, but gosh, are they beautiful. And he is a wizard when it comes to that stuff. He knows a lot about it. I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited to learn because he's got some really cool setups that hopefully I could feature on the channel at some point. And he's got a beautiful 220-gallon aquascape tank with rainbow fish in it. But yeah, there's 3 male Boesemoni and 3 female. And I definitely want to breed these guys eventually. Just check out the color on these guys. I enjoy the two-tone body, but I think my favorite part is that greenish turquoise shimmer you get right in the middle of their body. Just beautiful. And it's such a fun fish to watch. Very aggressive eater. Very fast. I'm not sure how we caught them, but we did. And let me see. There's the smallest female. The female's eyes are really cool. You'll be sitting across the room and you'll see them glowing. See that eye? There we go. Hard to focus with my phone, sorry. And then also in this tank we have a boatload of angels. I'm growing out my next breeding group of angels. So we've got some really bigger gold black marble and some gold white marble that I've hand selected that I really like. This is my favorite one, Black-Eyed Susan. I hope it's a she, otherwise I'm gonna have to change the name. The other ones are, we got some deformed ones in here that didn't catch till later on in life, and I'm going to just be giving them away to someone I know is not going to breed them. So if anyone's interested, if you're willing to pay shipping, I'll send you these deformed ones. There's nothing wrong with them. They're super healthy fish. They just have, if you notice, on the bottom, their ventral fins are not straight. Some of them are curved. That's the only bad thing with these fish. There's another one. No, that's a good one. No, this ventral fins just aren't great on that one either. Here's another one. Perfectly fine fish. Gonna grow up to be a normal fish. Just the ventral fins are just not ideal. Whereas like if you look at this guy here, it's got really nice ventral fins. And I try not to send anyone anything less than that. So when you breed angelfish, you do end up with a good amount of deformities. And if anyone's interested, if you just want to pay the shipping, I'll send them to you for free. Because I have too many. And one other thing I want to point out is these blue Opaline Gouramis. My wife bought 4 of them. They're not quite breeding size yet, but we want to breed these. And even if they're not very popular and we can't really sell them, it'll just be a fun project. And I want more of them because I just love them. They're so pretty. And we might end up just donating them to local fish club or store. But if anyone wants to follow this progression on how to breed gouramis, you can learn with me. That'll be in future videos when they grow up a little more. Excuse the noise, Higgins is doing his daily cleaning. Last tank up on the main level is my SK Aquaristic Luminarium. Looks like a light bulb. Awesome little aquascape. Needs a water change. I actually haven't changed the water in it since I got it, believe it or not. So there you can see it definitely needs a little TLC. Still not looking too bad though. Red root floaters are nice and like blood red. The moss is starting to grow out of the water. I think the boost is still okay. Let's check in on the boost. Oh boy. Yeah, it's back there. This tank is my 60p 16-gallon water box. My newest aquascape. I had it dry starting for about almost 2 months, and I learned that dwarf hairgrass is a very slow grower, even with the dry start method. Although you can see new branches of it. It's actually spreading pretty good. I mean, you can see, well, I know how I kind of planted it in really sparse clumps, and it really looks like it's starting to spread slowly but surely. Other than the dwarf hairgrass, we've got some Sterigine repens. Having a little bit of a difficult time adjusting from the dry start to the submerged growth, but it's getting there. I keep forgetting to add this tissue culture of the longer hairgrass. Got to do that. And as far as residents go, we just got some Nano shrimp in here. I think like 7 of them. They're doing a great job keeping the algae at bay. And we also have one Otocinclus, and I probably won't... Oh, there he is. My last one that I have in the nano tanks. CO2 injection. It's at like 80% power for the light. 6 hours a day right now. Just doing weekly water changes. Got one of my leftover hang on the back filters for now. I wanted to do canister, but it's just not in the budget. You guys probably know how that goes. So that's it for that one. So if you look on the other side of this room is the 10-gallon water box. Or I guess you could call it a 45P. This tank has been a real test of patience for me. My schedule has been absolutely nuts lately. I've been living at the firehouse, so there has been a good amount of neglect on all my tanks, admittedly. And because of that, I had a lot of staghorn algae in here. So I hit it 3 days in a row with some hydrogen peroxide. And I noticed that the tissue culture plants don't respond very well to that. I had a pretty decent carpet of Monte Carlo growing, and this is all we got left. So but the good news is it didn't all die. It looks like it's coming back. And if you look at the new growth, it looks really healthy. Looks really healthy. So I just have to stay on top of this. Give it at least a water change every week. There's nothing in it right now as far as livestock goes, because I just want to get this tank solid before I introduce fish. Because I don't want to underfeed them. I like to feed my fish, you know, proper amounts. And yeah, it's not fully planted yet. I took the jungle val or Italian val out of there just because it was just going out of control and was just an algae magnet with the lack of maintenance. So this is one that I'm going to have to be diligent with, get some more plants for it, and hopefully it'll be looking good finally. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what kind of fish I should put in here. Nano fish. Other than CPDs or emerald rasboras. I have both of those already, and I was kind of thinking about doing something different. So this is one of the things that makes me pretty successful at raising baby fish. Everything loves baby brine shrimp. I give it to almost all my tanks every day that I can, if I've got enough of it. But certainly the babies appreciate it. So we'll let that settle, and when all these brine shrimp come down to the flashlight, I will collect them. Over here is a 20-gallon. Currently storing some German blue rams for future breeding projects. I have just a bunch of stuff thrown in there for now just to break the line of sight, so there's not too much aggression. There are some pairs trying to form in here, so I did put a little dish over here just in case, but I'd actually prefer if they didn't spawn. I just don't want to see anyone get hurt in here. But yeah, we probably have eight German blue rams in here, some juvies, some adults. In this 10-gallon, we have a pair of German blue rams that I've selected to spawn. And they've already given me one batch of eggs. I can show you that batch in a second. I think it might have been their first spawn attempt ever, so it wasn't very successful. But that's okay. With a lot of fish, you won't get really good numbers the first couple tries that they spawn. Sometimes you do, but I think the male has to kind of learn how to fertilize properly, and it just seems like some of the eggs looked good, but then they just have like fertility problems. So there's one of them. I love these fish. Always wanted them. Got them for my birthday this year. That's a female. You see the spangling and the black. So looking forward to getting those on the website eventually. Over here we have some golden rams. There's a male and a female. Another 10-gallon with some sand. Their scientific name stands for small earth eater. So they really like to pick through the sand. Oh, there's a nice shot of the ram. I've got one spawn out of these guys already. And even though it was the first one that I've seen, they seem to be doing really well. Let me show you that right now. So they just started free swimming about 2 or 3 days ago. I mean, they're just itty bitty little guys. I've been feeding them infusoria, Hikari First Bites, Aquarium Co-op, fry food, and some of them have even eaten brine shrimp. We're going to try again today and see if they'll eat some brine shrimp for us. They're a really small fry compared to angelfish. Angelfish is my bread and butter. That's what I'm used to breeding so far, even though I am still a newbie with a lot of this stuff. I was happy to report that we did get some golden ram babies. So stay tuned for these. I'll try to track the progress, and they'll be on our website eventually. Got them at 84 degrees right now too. They really like the warmer water. I've got some moss in here for them to graze on microorganisms. They seem to really like that. Yeah, really pumped about that. In this 5-gallon, we've got a spawn of Philippine blue angelfish. All my fry tanks get a daily 50% water change, and I feed them brine shrimp about 3 times a day. I find that this gives them really good growth. I got all these tanks at 82 degrees. The angelfish really like that. Keeps their immune system good, helps them grow fast, and metabolism's faster. So these guys will be moving into a 10-gallon soon. In this 10-gallon, we've got a slightly older group of Philippine blue angelfish. And this is probably my strongest group yet. Really, really healthy looking fish. Great appetite. They just look really good. I don't see a whole lot of deformities in this one so far. Of course, that'll change. As they get bigger, I'll be culling as I need to. I don't like to send anyone fish that don't look perfect. I want everyone's fish to look good. So we'll be moving these into the grow out tank soon. In this 5-gallon, we've got a breeding group of CPDs, Celestial Pearl Danios, and we also have some Emerald Rasboras back there. Love both of these nano fish. They make a great addition to your nano tank. Very shy fish. I should probably have more cover in here, but I don't want them spawning wherever they want. I kind of want them spawning in the cup so I can collect the eggs every day. Just really, really fun fish. I really like their behavior. They're fun to watch. They really liven up the tank. And working on breeding a bunch of them. Here's some newly hatched CPD and Dwarf Emerald Rasbora. I don't know the difference till they get bigger. Then it's pretty obvious. But they're breeding in the same tank, and the eggs get dropped in the same bin, and they all go in the same grow out breeder box. Just a lot of different fish in here. They're all eating brine shrimp pretty much. There's a couple that aren't still, that I'll put some infusoria in there. Most of them are eating brine shrimp. You can see their beautiful orange bellies. This 10-gallon just has some mutt guppies getting shipped out this Monday. And some CPDs in here, but you probably won't see them because they're probably hiding. There's a little guy. So yeah, it's a tank I can put them in so that I don't feed them, because it's really important not to feed your fish before you ship them. You don't want them pooping in the bag. Yeah, you can buy these on my website, sydneysangels.com. They're just standard guppies. I mean, but what's fun about these is you never really know what you're going to get. A lot of like juvenile females in here too, so they're going to take a little bit to grow up, another month or two, but then they're going to start showing some color. Some really cool looking males in here. Yeah, it's fun to see what comes out of that tank. Got some CPD and Emerald Rasbora eggs hatching out in both of these. So once they hatch out, they'll go into there. And once these get big enough, they'll go into here. Some nice CPDs and emeralds are growing up really nice in here. They get lots of brine shrimp, lots of water changes. Got some orange shrimp in there too. Just a fun tank. Hard to catch them, so that's a pain. But in this 10-gallon, I got my red mosaic Dumbo Ear Guppies. I reset this tank. It was just the gravel was too dirty. I had an auto feeder on it, and it was just putting out too much food. So I took everything out for now. That way I can feed them a little more and keep it really clean for them. I'll probably move them to a 20-gallon eventually. I really love this strain. The top-down view of the males is really cool. Females are really pretty too when they get bigger. But I'm going to have enough of these where I think it justifies putting them in a 20. Here's the failed spawn of my German blue rams. I have some methylene blue in here. You see a good number of eggs, but it doesn't look like any of them made it. So that's alright, we'll try again. And also, just takes patience. You got to figure out what maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe they're doing something wrong. We're all learning all the time, so stay tuned. We'll work on breeding these guys again. And the last tank I want to show you guys is a very exciting project for me. My new friend Steven gave me 2 mops of rainbowfish eggs, and I know if I try to pronounce the species, I'm going to butcher it. 2 mops he pulled from his tanks. He said to leave them in here for a set number of days. I got it set at 80 degrees. It's getting like a 25% water change every day. Both mops are loaded with eggs. Both of these, if I'm remembering right, both of these rainbow fish are pretty rare. So really excited to see what happens with this. It's not a... Oh, no way. Check that out. There's a fry. Oh, how cool is that? I hope you guys can see that. We got a free swimmer in here. Alright, well, it's working. Oh, there's more than one. Alright. Well, I'll post pictures of what these guys are going to look like. Super pumped. I haven't seen those yet. So, okay. So we got rainbow fish hatching in this 10-gallon. Very excited about that. I'm going to be getting a 75-gallon pretty soon from my dad for free. It was a childhood tank we had ever since I was a kid. And I want to make that a rainbow fish tank. Super excited. I can't wait to show him that. Hexagon has the remaining gold marble angelfish in here. They're looking really good. They're growing pretty fast because they're getting water changes all the time in here. I'm getting fed twice a day. You have a common pleco in here too. Just kind of helping me with tank maintenance when I'm at work. Appreciate it, buddy. So we get a good look at all these guys. There's a lot of fish in here. And the longer I leave this going, and the more guppies I put in, the more combinations we're going to see. So I've got some plans for this. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I want to make another video. But stay tuned for that. If you like what I'm doing here, it really helps me out if you hit the like button. If you think I've earned it. If not, don't hit it. And if you want more videos like this, you can always subscribe and you'll be notified when I upload an update on this bad boy. Because I threw this together last night with my wife. This is not done. We got a lot of plans for this. I'm gonna make it look really, really cool. And the lighting is the lighting is not super professional yet. But $10 at Home Depot will light a tank. So I'll talk more about this in another video. I've been thinking, and it wasn't my idea, how cool would the wood shop be? So you can see there's a wall here full of junk. Don't even look at that. How cool would this room be if it was a future fish room? Look at that. 12 feet wide. I think it's 27 feet long, 8-foot ceilings. What if I insulated this, drywall, automatic water change, drainage, heated the room instead of every tank? How cool would that be? How neat would that be? Honestly, our wood shop is not too extreme right now anyway. We can move this stuff. It would just take cleaning the basement out a little bit. But how awesome of a fish room would this be? Just tanks on every wall. A big display tank on the end cap wall right here. Do the floors. Build all my own stands. Nice desk here. Maybe not as colorful. A little shipping station over here maybe. You know, a heater on this wall. Slop sink. I mean, how cool would that be? Obviously, it's for the future, but I'm going to start planning it. And if you want to follow my progression on this room, I'll be making videos on that too. But it's something very excited. I'm very excited about this. My dad's a electrician. He's retired, and he already came over and told me it's very doable. And I'm pretty handy. I can do some stuff. You know, I can run electric, but I know just enough to be dangerous. So I'd rather have the pros do it. I could run plumbing and stuff. So really, really excited about this. I can totally see this being a fish room. And I know it's going to cost some money, so we got a budget for it. But I got the official head nod from the wife that maybe someday we can do this. So that means, for all the husbands out there, that means do it right now. If you got permission, just go ahead and do it. Don't let her think too much about it. I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission, is what I always say. But for real, I'm going to be budgeting for this. I'm going to be thinking about it. Let me know if you have any ideas on how I should set this up. It's going to mainly be for breeding, but I want to have some display tanks in here. I'd like to have an aquascape tank or two in here. Maybe a couch like right here, right in the middle. Like I said, a desk with a printer so I can print out my labels. A shipping station. Let me know what you think about that. I'm really excited about that. Been thinking about it a lot lately. And I think it's doable. So, as always, thanks for watching. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you on the next video.